Hello everyone, and welcome to today's SAP Community Call. My name is Julia Rousseau, and I'm part of the SAP Community team, and I'm your host during this call. Our topic of this session is the topic of the month of July, Meet the SAP Road Map Explorer. As always, this call is a recorded session, and you will be able to access all replays of previous SAP Community calls at community.sap.com under the Events tab. Our speaker for this session is Isabel Rodriguez, SAP Road Map Explorer Business Owner. And in this session, Isabel will introduce you to the topic SAP Road Map Explorer and talk about history, statistics, functionalities, and will make a short demo later. Now, before I hand over, I would like to make you aware of the Q&A button down below in your menu bar, where you can already raise questions during the presentation. And please do not choose the chat option for that. Afterwards, we'll reserve some time to answer as many questions as we can during the call or after the call. So Isabel, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you so much. And hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. So I'm very happy to be here today as the Roadmap Explorer business owner to present you this session, hopefully to answer the many questions that you will have for us at the end. At the same time, also give you the glimpse on the latest functionalities that we have released into the tool. So we have planned the call for about 40 minutes, leaving approximately 20 minutes for Q&A. Well, I would ask you also to facilitate our job to either post the questions in the chat or to ask them once we are concluded with the session. First of all, before we start, I would ask Julia to start the first poll.
Sure.
So let's see.
So, launching the first poll right now.
Yes, there it is.
Thank you very much for participating in this poll.
Thank you also, Julia. So I think now we can close it. Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you. So for today, I have planned to give everyone a short introduction on the Roadmap Explorer. What is it? Which are the benefits and so on, considering that our audience may have been mixed, as indeed the poll has shown us. There will be some comments on the adoption, on its access, on the latest functionality that we have delivered, which is called here the business view. Then I will make a detailed demo on the tool. And I will comment on SAP for me, also very, very popular integration topic. Then what is next? And as mentioned, there will be then the slot at the end for Q&As. I will now disconnect my video just to ensure internet stability, and I will now be starting my session. So the Roadmap Explorer, what is it? Basically, this all started, this is now a journey of about 2 years that we wanted really to give customers a tool that would allow them to self-service for their intended roadmaps. The value proposition of the Roadmap Explorer is, hey, customer, are you looking for the Roadmap Explorer? Here we have it for you. Are you looking for the roadmaps of your products? Then we also thought that this should have been a tool really to help people to implement their own SAP projects, and hence also providing the roadmaps for the different products in their own portfolios. And then, of course, very important, what is coming next at SAP, to have a clear understanding of what comes next in terms of the different products that SAP releases. And there it is, then the Roadmap Explorer, which you can discover at roadmaps.sap.com. The Roadmap Explorer was an original concept, and also later on when we started the implementation as a way to deliver the last roadmap content organized by product roadmaps, process roadmaps, and also industry roadmaps. We wanted to allow everyone to have direct access to their information, to their relevant product information, at the same time showing what would be then the value proposition of the different products that SAP positions out there. And as I mentioned, the slice and dice of the information, so that this personalization functionality, that is indeed also a very important part of the value proposition of the tool. And also equally important is really the possibility to have permanently updated content and an easy navigation. So how we started to position the Road Map Explorer was to be the one-stop shop for all the roadmaps at SAP. And here you can see that we start from a detailed view, offering quite an easy and intuitive navigation, which then allows people to drill down or to navigate to further details. So this is, quite easily done, very nice, but at the same time very intuitive. So you don't need to go for a special training to understand or to work with the tool. Now, some numbers just to give everyone a perspective on where we are today. So the Road Map Explorer was released to customers at the end of May 2020, and these numbers here really reflect the usage since then. The numbers have been updated this morning. And what I would like to share with the audience is that recently we have surpassed a very unique milestone. So we have surpassed 100,000 unique external users. This in a bit more than 1 year. And our next milestone is really to reach 1 million page hits. So I think our team and everyone really that contributed in this journey needs to be here congratulated. And at the same time also everyone that is out there, either at SAP or at customers using it to further understand their unique implementation roadmaps. Access to the Roadmap Explorer. So for us, this is an extremely popular question. So the tool is, of course, open to everyone, every user at SAP. So we get the authentication done on a certificate. For external users, we have two ways of allowing the access to the Explorer. One way is that the user has a customer as user. So this is, of course, for registered customers only. And in that case, the logon is quite simple. It's as user and respective password, and that's it. The other possibility that we have, and we need here to have a gating, is for everyone, customer or not having an S user, this person can register. The registration is a one-time process, and this generates a so-called public user. And again, it's log on with a valid email address and password, and that's it after this one-time of registration. The benefits. So I will not spend here much time. I don't want really to have this, positioned as a marketing, discussion or a marketing presentation. There are, of course, some benefits that we need to highlight in the tool. So if we go just quickly on the explore or the navigation part. So compared to what we had in the past, it really reduces dramatically the browsing needed. So customers and colleagues are allowed to find roadmaps only with a few clicks, instead, as in the past, to have to compare, download, and eventually also print different PDF documents as we had until early 2020. To make informed decisions, that is, of course, we start from an overview perspective of the roadmaps, and then we allow the drill down to a deeper level with just one click. The information is also presented in what we call a Kanban board style, which then allows an easy comparison and contrasting of the information. And also, as I mentioned, as part of our value proposition, we are allowing here people to customize their own roadmaps. narrowing or expanding searches as needed, or according to preferences or according to portfolio products, and then share those with your team or with colleagues. Then it really makes it interactive in the end. Good. Now, before I go into my demo, I would like to introduce a topic that for us has been a priority since early in the year. This is the new business view. So the users that know by now the Road Map Explorer perhaps notice that we have some changes in our landing page. And this is there since June 25th. So this was actually a request that we had from our CEO. So it really resulted on the request to provide, on top of the detailed roadmap information, to something that would be showcasing or even perhaps giving some more detailed information about the evolution or the vision for certain product roadmaps, or let's say industry roadmaps. And this is what we call now the business view. The business view is allowing us to showcase the roadmap priorities or bigger topics. You may think of it like strategic priorities per product cluster or per industry cluster. Still, this is something that we offer on top of all the detailed roadmap information. And this is also linking to other assets or other items, for example, white papers, that are somehow complementing the roadmap information. This will also be part of my demo in some moments. The business view. So I mentioned the roadmap priorities. So think of a certain product cluster, for example, business technology platform or B2B. The business view, as mentioned here, it really intends to offer a holistic picture of, in the case BTP, business technology platform, and also, to offer a possibility to promote important topics for that area. And these topics really are reflected on the priorities. So think of the roadmap priorities like big topics or strategic topics that SAP is investing on. And this will then materialize over time in different product enhancements or new product functionalities, for example. And this is what we then reflect on this priority, and also linking here down below the granular information that in the end really show all the deliverables. For that particular business view, in my example, the BTP, we allow the possibility to just search for the roadmap for that particular cluster. And as I mentioned in my previous slides, we allow here the chance to link to related documents, which then complement the view or the strategy or the direction, let's say the evolution of that particular, in the case, product cluster or BTP in my example. The roadmap priorities, you will see also during my demo, this will have a title, then there will be a short description focusing in particular on the value proposition, and then the assigned innovations. For thinking of the UI and for also a question of space, and in order not to, let's say, have a very cluttered screen, we will offer 3 to 5 priorities per cluster, and you will see also during my demo that we are able to see only 3 innovations, even though if you search for those priorities, you are able to see much more than that. One, I would call it complementing functionality that we are now offering with the release of the business view, is that we are able to search innovations per a certain priority. This is now an enhancement that was released with the business view, and we're quite happy with that because that really allows people to go and to focus on a certain topic they would be searching for. This will also, of course, be shown in my demo. Now, it's now the time of the demo, and I have here prepared my browser. There it is, and I just need to refresh to ensure that I don't have a timeout. So this is the screen that you may now know. This is the landing page of the Road Map Explorer. And now I will show everyone in detail all the different functionalities that we offer today, also making some comments on the business view. So first than anything, the Road Map Explorer offers 3 different ways of entry to the different roadmaps. So it starts here with offering the product roadmaps, also here organized per SAP clusters. Let's say it like this. You will find the same structure at our external page, sap.com. Then we also have an entry point for the processes and also for the quite popular and known industry clusters. So from here, you are able to access each of the 25 industries for which SAP also offers roadmaps and functionality, of course. Then going here further down, we have what we call the search bar. Think of it like the online shop. Here you are able to type in a text. So for my example, I typically use finance because finance is something that everyone somehow understands quite easily. So you will see that upon typing the word finance, I get a list of suggestions. This is part of what we call the search as you type function. So you are also able to enter a certain keyword, let's say procurement, and then type enter. That is what we call the free text search, and it is something that is having a different search algorithm. So we do recommend to, let's say I'm getting back to my finance example, that you type in whichever word or keyword you're looking for, and then take one of the suggestions that the tool proposes to you. You will see, so now I'm getting out of that, and depending on how often and how long you have used it, you will see, let me see if I'm able to show it now. Oh, there it is. So the searches that are marked now with the clock, these were my last searches that somehow get saved under my user. And you will also have here, if you scroll a bit down, that the ones that are marked with the arrow are sort of trending topics that we have maintained in the tool. So the search as you type functionality, upon entering of a certain keyword, the tool will be making a suggestion of items or products you can search for. You can also enter keyword and then give it enter, or you can, let's say, get back to your previously made searches. Then scrolling a bit further down, we have now, as I just explained in my slides, the new business view. And here I will spend a bit more time because I believe that the topic is, well, quite important, but also is able to help many people out there. And before I go into that, just a quick note here on the most viewed roadmaps. So we have 3 for now. This is a section that it is for the moment static. And that we wanted really to make it interactive and to have it the most viewed roadmaps, for example, over the last 3 months. So it's still a work in progress for us, but just, bear with me. We have still the most viewed roadmaps for some, I would say, the next months. Now, the business view. So allow me to continue with my example on the business technology platform. This is for me one of the most clear examples that we have in the tool. So as I mentioned in my slides, so I have a certain title, and then there is a short description that really allows to understand which are then the value proposition indeed of the BTP. Going here on the view full roadmap, this would give us just the normal Kanban board for the BTP. I will demo it in some moments. And now I would like to get your attention here to the roadmap priorities. BTP is, of course, a huge area. So we have analytics, we have database and data management, and here the ADI. And what I wanted really to illustrate now in my presentation is that for a particular priority, I will just make one, perhaps two, is that we have indeed also a short description. Then we have showing up 3 innovations. And then we have the show on roadmap. And this is the last functionality I did show with my slides, that we are now able to search by a certain roadmap priority. This seems, of course, for now a bit empty. That is because we have started end of July, so it's now 1 month. Bear with us and have a look at it in some months, and it will look way fuller than it is today. So this I wanted now to show. And I'm just getting now to the bottom of this page. So you see there is database and data management. It's one of the core pillars of BTP, also intelligent technologies. This is basically the same functionality that we have above at the top of the page. And here, this is what I personally believe it's a great help, and we got also great feedback from user research. Here we want really to help customers, also colleagues, SAP colleagues, by showing related documents, somehow documents that can illustrate or support let's say product strategy, for example, or even a product direction. We have here different kind of assets. We can have videos or white papers, or maybe the link to another external page. So what I wanted really to leave you as an audience today is that anything that you will find in related documents, these are of course all public assets, and they are accessible at any of our many SAP pages. So this was it in terms of the business view. Now I would like to show you the basis or the basic functionalities of the tool, and for that I am selecting also one of my favorites, that is the S/4HANA or SAP S/4HANA Cloud Roadmap. There we go. Right, so if you remember what I said some moments ago, we have here still the chance to have the 3 entry points: products, processes, or industries. And we continue to have here our search bar. So the search bar also on this screen, and by the way, this is what we call the Kanban board view of the roadmap, in case this product roadmap, you are still able to search using the search bar. So on my, let's say, subsequent example, I'm taking procurement. And you see, I just typed ProQ, and I still get my suggestions. I think they are up to 8, if I remember well. Anyhow, this is just to illustrate that this search bar continues to deliver the same search functionality, the search as you type, and also the free text search, as I mentioned in the beginning. Now let's get into this. Down here, we have some filters. Filters that can freely be used to refine the search output. So we started off here with a product roadmap, and then here, for example, you could be, let's say, filtering for the chemicals industries. And you'll see that the number of innovations is, of course, reducing. Or you could, for example, just drill down and say, I just want the integration-related activities. Of course, with 3 filters, the number of innovations is really reducing, and that's perfectly normal. Now, what is it that we have on top? First of all, upon selecting any roadmap, the standard behavior of the tool is to start always at the current quarter. So this is quite important to understand. So we had a different setting in our beta version, which was then changed for the customer rollout. So any roadmap selected, it will be starting on the current quarter. There are some exceptions. That is, of course, if we don't have data maintained in the current quarter, but only data maintained in the past, then we will have that data displayed. These are, of course, well, there are exceptions. They do exist, but there are exceptions. So this is really the standard behavior of the tool. Whichever roadmap chosen, it really starts by displaying the current quarter. Then also, let's say how the algorithm was built, and this is in part due to our own SAP constraints. We are displaying in the tool after the current quarter for additional quarters, and anything after that, it needs to be displayed on a yearly view. I'm just eliminating these filters here to give you a better picture of the time functionality. There we go. So current quarter +4. And after that, we are having indeed a yearly view. And well, 2024, it's still a bit far off in the future. Still, we have here some data that likely may be delivered by then, or even maybe changed. You know, roadmap is never something really set into stone. Now, as I mentioned, the time, I would like now to move here to this time horizon functionality. So also standard behavior is to start at the current quarter, as I mentioned, and then upon clicking here, we are giving everyone the chance to start at an early date, for example. So we know that not every customer is using our latest and greatest versions. We start, of course, in the current quarter because the roadmap is something that looks into the future, but we know that some people may need to start a bit early. And this is then why we decided to build this functionality to allow to, let's say, change the focus of time focus actually of the data. So to give now the example, I'm starting off in Q1 2020 and I'm going to Q4 2021. Okay, so you see that accordingly, my Kanban board got adjusted. So it starts here in Q1 2020 and it goes to 2021 Q4. Now, another interesting detail is to understand the color scheme. Of course, anything in Q2, it needs by now to be delivered, right? So all the items marked in blue, they are not delivered. Anything that is still coming, still in Q3, it will be marked in yellow. That means the items are planned and are expected to be delivered. And if you recall, once I started, so I just go there again, it has also items marked in purple. This means that these are items that are highlighted as the product vision that are a bit too far in the future for us even to know concrete details. Then continuing with the display of the functionality, I just take now, for example, this one here. I always start at the current quarter. So upon clicking in one of these little innovation cards, we call them cards indeed, we get directly to the details of that particular innovation. So in this case here, we will have the name of this functionality, and we know that it's planned to be delivered in Q3. Then we have an overview of the functionality, its benefits, and then we also have quite a cool functionality that allows to search for that particular solution capability. In this case here, it's accounts payable for S/4HANA Cloud, because this functionality is linked to that particular capability. Then we have still here the possibility to download this roadmap. The download document, it's still an Excel that is linked to, to all of the innovations that are listed here in this particular roadmap. Then we have here the share. It's just producing, this copy URL to the clipboard. And then here we have another quite cool functionality that is the save, or in the end, we're able here to bookmark a particular roadmap. So if I save my roadmap for this topic of the month call, I'm able to find it here under my roadmaps. So this is one functionality of bookmarking divided, let me say it like this, in two parts. One is that we are having the saved roadmap. So these are all actually the examples of my demos. And then we're also able to create innovation sets. Think of one innovation set as a bit of like a playlist. And to create one innovation set, it's quite easy. So if you hover your mouse on each of the innovations card, you will see two extra buttons. One is that you are allowed to mark a particular innovation to your favorite. So if you click on the star, it will be marked in yellow. And further, if you hit the plus sign, you are able then to create one new innovation set, just as easy as that. And then it will be displayed here. There it is. So this is my latest innovation set. Furthermore, I mentioned about the far into the future data, and mentioned that a roadmap, it's something that really evolves over time. Hence, we're indeed full of disclaimers. So there you have, this is the standard, also here below, the standard SAP disclaimer. You will see the same here down below. Here you will find the details on your own user. So if you're logged in with your S user, you will find name and S user, and the same applies if you are logged in using the public user. Here, I would also like to show you that feel free, by all means, feel free to use this. But with this button, with this envelope button, you are able to drop us a note. So this is, my Outlook seems to be open. Yeah. So basically, this just generates an email that is coming to our shared inbox. Feel free to use this. It will come to me at one time. Feel free to use this should you have questions on the tool. Questions on the content are also, of course, welcome. Just keep in mind that our team is responsible for the tool, not for its content, but of course we have the network to the colleagues that contribute with content. Or if you have, for example, ideas on how we could make the tool even better for the future. So more than happy to hear from you. And with that, I'm now moving back to my slides. Just a quick word to say that the tool is, let's say it's quite popular out there, and it really caught the attention of the Red Dot Design Award and the German Design Award. So we won the two prizes respectively in October and November last year. So we're quite happy with that, and really a big thanks to our design team. A topic I would just quickly like to mention, we are now fully integrated with the SAP For Me. So the SAP For Me is exclusively a customer-only tool that SAP rolled out. Our integration is live since the end of March this year. and you will have the access to it only with an S user under me.sap.com. So we are integrated technically, and the SAP for me is displaying only as of the current quarter 4 quarters of the roadmap for a certain product. Now, in terms of an outlook, in Q3 and subsequently until the end of the year, we will be working on the industry cloud topic. I'm not sure if this is known here in this audience. It is a super, super important topic for us today. And we, until the end of the year, at least, we will have some new functionalities that we are planning to deliver. For example, to have a new and a better download document, some smart filtering options, and also to have implementation of the roadmap notifications. So stay tuned for that. And I would be more than happy to come here again to this forum to once again show the latest news on the Road Map Explorer. I've also included here a collection of links that really could help you further using the Road Map Explorer. So there's some tutorial videos. There's a lot of blog posts at the SAP community. There is one blog that we launched in the beginning that is how to use the Road Map Explorer in 5 steps. Feel free to use it. We also have our wiki page, which is an external wiki page. To start off, I personally would recommend that you start with the both videos. So in total, it's about 6 minutes. And this is, let's say, sufficient to give you then the first glimpse. And should you want really to deepen your knowledge of the tool, then by all means, consult the blogs or contact us at roadmaps.sap.com. And with that, Julia, so we can now open for Q&A.
Yes, thank you very much, Isabel, for your awesome and insightful presentation. So we will open now up for Q&A. So feel free to ask any questions either in the Q&A section down below, or if you would like to raise your question and ask directly, then I can unmute you as well. So I see one question into QA. So I think then I'm going to address this one.
Sure.
So how many P users do you have?
I'm sorry.
How many P users do you have?
Oh, I don't know. We can only report in external users. So for data protection, we are not allowed to save data of the users. We can only count internal users or external users, being that, of course, internal users are SAP and external users are non-SAP. This is the only statistics that I have. And maybe I could quickly get back to my slides at the beginning. There it is. So we have a reporting mechanism developed for us, let's say, internal only. And unfortunately, I cannot even say if these external users are located in Europe or in the Americas. So I only have a count of the number of users, external or internal. I cannot really say or report anything beyond that, unfortunately.
All right, sounds good. So, there another question just came in.
Sure.
So, do you have a legend section showing what the different color coding means on the roadmap page?
Yes, it's. Let me get back into that, let me. I will do it a bit differently. So I would start by let's say Q1 this year and just show you here. 2021. So I understand that this is not really so much of immediate, visible, call it like this. Anything marked in blue, this is then, you see that there is a product version and the product version that is then delivered. And then we have a future release, so marked in yellow. And then I need to do something here again to the future. Whoop. Again, my mouse is not really collaborating. Okay, I need to go there again and to refresh the screen. So if I start like this, for example, then anything that you see here to the right, there it is, it's labeled here as product vision. So I understand that this may not be like immediately visible or understandable as a legend in terms of the time horizons. This is perhaps something that we could do better. So to recap, blue means delivered, and you will see a product version. Then yellow, it's a future release, something that is still coming. So it's a planned, it's in yellow. And then anything that goes beyond the 5 quarters, it is then marked as a product vision. Okay,
all right.
More things here popping up in the chat.
So no, there haven't been any questions so far. So this is now your last chance to ask any questions to Isabel directly. So if anyone has any questions, then just raise it right now. I mean, otherwise you could also contact Isabel as well. So you have also displayed your email address on the presentation slide, right?
It is here, yes. I just go there and share again. So feel free to reach out to myself directly or to our shared inbox. So we have here like a triage. And in the end, like feedback for improvements, it will always come to me. But I leave it up to you. So either directly or to our shared inbox. And Julia, if we don't have anything more, perhaps we can launch the last poll questions.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm launching now the last poll right now. So feel free to participate in the poll that you're seeing on the screen.
Okay. So more of such calls. I'm more than happy to do future calls, and focusing on, further demos and an update on enhancements. Thank you. Thank you really for the feedback.
Thank you very much for participating in the call, in the poll, and for joining the call. So if you don't have any more questions, then I'd say we will end this this community call right now. So thank you very much again, Isabel, for this amazing presentation. And tap you to all of the participants for joining the call. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you, everyone. Bye.